there are people often in most communities who are doing this stuff already. And I mean, that's the kind of thing that we do at Global Voices, where we're always keeping track of who are the movers, who are the first movers in, you know, especially in poor countries or in countries outside the Anglo sphere. I think it's the same within the United States as well, that there are usually people when these things happen who start doing things of their own accord because they're passionate about solving a problem, and they don't have to have 10 meetings before it's decided, and they don't need to raise funds because they'll just go out and do it on their own dime in their own spare time. So I think finding those people and engaging with them, and engaging with them in the real sense, you know, not trying to steal their projects, but trying to collaborate with them and learn from them, and being quick to engage in a genuine sense.
In addition, I think that's why one of the big reasons why we started the Eat for Youth program, the University's Food Should Eat program, is trying to target students. You know, they're receiving education. We want to be a part of that education. You know, I go to a bunch of crises or humanitarian themed conferences, and eventually somebody will mention early warning system because it comes out of a frustration of being a reactive technology and just really wanting to be more proactive. It's never going to happen. We will never develop the software for that, and even if we could, or the workflow for that, it will not be comprehensive enough to deal with each individual region with its own unique needs, whether it be a crisis or an election or just simply community response. So I think that the real early warning system is in education. It's education for the younger generation, mostly. But definitely an open curriculum so that anyone can find this information and educate themselves.
One of the approaches that we've been taking with OpenStreetMap is we aren't assuming that there's just hordes of people sitting around waiting to become crisis mappers that just want to like sign up to get trained to be a crisis mapper. So instead, in our targeting of working with groups, we're trying to work with community groups that already exist, that already have big social networks and social capital that are in place, and that are going to be around for a while. And then we don't need to do a big, create a new group that doesn't have those connections and isn't rooted, but instead you're just finding groups that are already there and finding ways to make OpenStreetMap or mapping or crisis mapping useful to them in their day-to-day work. One of the most interesting things I've heard people do with Who Should Eat is actually pothole reporting. Why is that? Because people have problems with potholes every day. If you can find a way to get that into their workflow, into their process, make them know about it, then when a crisis occurs, you're not teaching someone new technology. They already use it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Andy Cartman with NPR.